Hello students, so we are going to study the chapter of determinants today. Let's get started. Before jumping on to the mechanics of a determinant and the details, let us look at why determinants were invented in the first place. Okay, what is the use of determinants and how they help us in simplifying the calculations. So as you can see, I have written in front of you two equations in two variables. The two equations are a1x plus b1y equal to c1 and a2x plus b2y equal to c2. This is b2. Okay, you can read the first two variables as x1, y1 or x and y. And now you know if you need to solve these two equations, there are two famous ways available. One way is elimination, that is you can multiply the first equation by a2 and the second equation by a1 and then subtract them. This will eliminate x from the equations and it will give you the value of y, and from y you can find x. And the second method that is available to us is the substitution method. What is substitution method? That you can put the value of x or x1 from the first equation into the second equation, that will give you the value of y and hence the value of x. So this is a good way, and if you use any one of the two ways, the values of x and y that you get are actually this: c1 b2 minus b1 c2 upon a1 b2 minus a2 b1, and similarly the value of y. So when mathematicians looked at this stuff, that a lot of complicated expressions are getting generated, and you just see these are only two equations and two variables. If there were three equations and three variables, the answers that we get for x, y and z are even more complicated. So the mathematicians invented a new system of writing the data, which is easy to write and communicate between each other. Just imagine if you have to tell someone that the value of x is c1 b2 minus b1 c2 upon a1 b2 minus a2 b1, the other one is never going to memorize this or even understand what you are saying. Okay, so what we can instead do is we can replace this expression c1 b2 minus b1 c2 by this arrangement, which is this is c1 c2 and b1 b2. Means what the mathematicians invented or decided between them is we will just make a rectangular arrangement, or even more precise, a square arrangement of numbers, and we will write it like this: c1 c2 b1 b2. And now how to open this? How will we understand what expression it represents? So we are going to open it by cross multiplication method, which is this: c1 b2 minus b1 c2. That means the value of this determinant, we call this arrangement as a determinant, is c1 b2 minus b1 c2. And if you see carefully, we will be studying this thing in greater detail at the end of the chapter. How have we reached this determinant? It is also very, very easy. Simply b1 b2 is coming from these coefficients and c1 c2 is coming from these constant terms. So when the algebra of determinant was invented and expanded in many different ways, it became very, very easy for people to write, memorize and communicate the complicated expressions. So very, very simply speaking, a determinant is simply an arrangement of numbers in the form of a square. When I say in the form of a square, in the forms of rows and columns. Always as many rows are going to be there, as many number of columns are also going to be there in the determinant. In our syllabus, we are going to have a determinant of maximum 3 by 3 order. That means there can be 3 rows and 3 columns, no more than that. Okay, 2 by 2 is very, very easy, as you can see. And even if a question comes which is of higher order, let us say 4 by 4 or 5 by 5, it is only, the essence of the question only lies in the properties. They are not going to ask you to expand a 4 by 4 determinant and find the value of that. Okay, so as I just mentioned a 3 by 3 determinant, first of all let us look how you open a 3 by 3 determinant. I just told you how to open a 2 by 2 determinant. It's simply cross multiplication. 3 by 3 we have a little bit more elaborate method. So just as I said, we can create a determinant for this. So let's have a look at this. As you can see, this is the determinant that I have written, and the numbers that I have written are also very, very relevant. They are very systematic actually. If I write a couple more things here, we can write this as a 3 by 3 determinant. The first number represents the number of rows. Always the number of rows is written first, and this 3 represents the number of columns. That in a determinant it does not matter anyway, because the number of rows and number of columns are always equal. Unlike matrices that we will be studying later on. Okay, so as you can see, the elements that I have numbered are on the basis of this only. When I say A11, I mean the element which belongs to the first row and the first column. First row and first column. Naturally, what is A12? A12 is going to be the element which is in the first row and the second column, and likewise you can go on. Okay, so if I ask you how to open a 3 by 3 determinant, this is the way. Actually, you can open this determinant in 6 different ways, and all the 6 ways are going to give you the same answer. When I say 6 different ways, it means either along the first row, second row, third row, first column, second column, or third column. Okay, so I'm going to teach you how to open it along the first row and let us say along the third column. If I open it along the first row, what we are going to do is very, very simple. You can see along the first row, we are going to take every element, as you can see, A11, A12 and A13, A11, A12 and A13, and multiply all the elements by their cofactors. Now what are cofactors? And also one more thing which is minor that we are going to look in a little bit detail right now. So when I say the minor of an element, the minor of, let us say, 1 1 element, minor of 1 1, which we can represent by M11, I mean a smaller determinant of 2 by 2 order which is created by deleting the first row and the first column. That means if you have to find the minor of any element, not just A11, you just delete that row and that column. The remaining 2 by 2 row determinant which is left, 2 by 2 row and 2 by 2 column determinant which is left, will give you the minor of that element. Like for example, in the case of A11, what is the minor going to be? Just delete these two things, 2 2 2 3, 2 2 2 3, and what else? 3 2 and 3 3, A32 and A33. Is it fine? And as I said one more word, this is the minor actually. I said that we have to multiply every element by its cofactor. What is the difference between minor and cofactor? Only the difference of sign is there. That means how will you calculate the cofactor of any element? Let us say ij. I am generalizing this formula for cofactor. The value of cofactor is going to be same as the value of minor as far as magnitude is concerned, and we are going to multiply this expression by minus 1 to the power I plus j. When I say minus 1 to the power I plus j, what difference is it going to make? If I plus j is an odd number, minus 1 to the power I plus j is going to be minus 1. That means the cofactor is going to be negative of minor. If minor is 7, cofactor is minus 7. If minor is minus 10, cofactor is going to be plus 10. That is the only difference which is going to be. And if I plus j is an even number, let us say 2 or 4, whatever, in that case minus 1 to the power I plus j is going to be plus 1. The cofactor and minor will be equal. So as you can see, in the case of A11, I and j are 1 and 1. So if you add I plus j is going to be 2 for the element A11. So we can definitely say minus 1 to the power 2 is going to be plus 1. Hence the cofactor and minor are going to be equal. Hence you can see I have multiplied A11 by this minor itself and sign is as it is. There is no change in sign. Again let us go to the next element. A12, again as I told you, just take every element and multiply it by its cofactor. So A12 being multiplied by its cofactor, what is the cofactor? Delete this column, delete this row. We are left with 2 1 2 3 3 1 3 3, 2 1 2 3 3 1 3 3. This is the minor, but we have to multiply by the cofactor. And for A12 element, the cofactor is going to be negative of minor, because you can understand 1 plus 2 is 3, minus 1 to the power 3 is going to be minus 1. So that's why we are going to change the sign of minor, which is reflected here. And similarly for the last term, A13, minor is going to be this. How did we reach the minor? Delete the column, delete the row, and we are left with a 2 by 2 determinant and with a positive sign. So this is the way. Whenever you need to open a determinant, just pick any row or any column, take every element of that column and multiply it by its cofactor. Okay. Same thing you can do for a row, same thing for a column. Like for example, I have just demonstrated some of the cofactors. Like for example, you can see A23, cofactor of A23. A23 is basically this element. How to find the cofactor? Delete the column and row. 1 1 1 2 3 1 3 2. You can see 1 1 1 2 3 1 3 2, and this is the minor. This 2 by 2 determinant is the minor. How to find the cofactor? Just multiply this quantity by minus 1 to the power 2 plus 3. I think you can definitely deal with it. And the last thing that I have written here is simply the expansion of determinant according to two different rows or columns. Like for example, you can see this is A11, A12, A13. These are first row elements. How did I identify? This thing is constant. 1 is constant. So the row number is constant. So what I have done in this case is I have taken the elements of first row and multiplied every element by its cofactor. And as you can see, what I have done in the second case is it's the same determinant, just opened along some other row or column. So you can see here this 2 is constant, A12, A22 and A32. That means these are the elements of second column. So this time I have taken the elements of second column. That means if you visualize it, it would be these 3 elements. I have taken the elements of second column and multiplied every element by its cofactor. So whichever way you do it, the answer is going to be the same. So let us open this determinant according to, along two different, rows and columns. First of all, let me pick 102. So what is the value of determinant going to be? I'm going to get 1 into minor. What is the minor? Minor is going to be 2, 4, 1 minus 6. And let us make it a cofactor, so there is no need. Now everyone has to understand this element is going to be the same minor and cofactor. This element is going to have minor and cofactor which are negative of each other, because this is 1, 2 element. 1, 2 is 1 plus 2, it's going to yield 3, which is going to make it negative. And now you can understand plus minus plus minus plus minus plus minus plus. This is going to be the trend. Then again minus 0 into whatever we get, it doesn't matter anyway, but let us write it for the sake of completion. Let us delete this column, delete this row. 2, 4, 3 minus 6, 2, 4, 3 minus 6. And finally let us take minus 2. Minus 2 multiplied by its cofactor. Cofactor and minor are same for this. 2, 2, 3, 1. This is going to be 2, 2, 3, 1. 2, 2, 3 and 1. So if you calculate this expression, what do you get? This is minus 12 minus 4 is going to be minus 16. This is 0 and this is going to be minus 2, and this is 2 minus 6 is going to be minus 4. So this is going to be minus 16 plus 8, that is minus 8. I have opened this determinant along the first row, and let us also open it along the, let us say, second column. So what do I get? Along the second column, I am going to get 0 into its cofactor. I am not writing that. Anyway, it's 0. Then 2, and you can see 2 is which numbered element? 2 is, this is A22, second row, second column. So it is the even numbered element. We can call it even numbered. That means I plus j is going to be even. This was minus, this is plus. For 2, we are going to get 1 minus 2, 1 minus 2, 3 and minus 6. And then we are going to have 1. And for 1, you can see I have changed the sign naturally, because 1 is which numbered element? It is 3, 2, third row and second column. And for 1, the cofactor is going to be 1 minus 2, 1 minus 2 and 2, 4. That is the minor. We have made it a cofactor by multiplying with a minus sign. So this is going to give me 0. This is going to give me 2 into minus 6 plus 6. This is what we are going to get. And if you look here, this is going to be minus 1 into value. This value is 4 plus 4 is going to be 8. So you can see this also cancels out. This is 0, 0. This is minus 8. As you can see, we have definitely verified that the answers are same. So no matter which row or column you choose, if you choose the cofactors correctly, the answer is going to be the same always.